should be clear, and what we say, brilliance also should be shine, then should not be ambiguous, and otherwise everything would not be okay, my dears. So here in this part, you should briefly define and delineate the specific area of the research. In what area are you going to study? You should talk about it, okay? For example, you are going to, as I mentioned before, you are going to work on mysticism in, for example, Sylvia Plath or in Emily Dickinson, okay? So you should talk about these areas. Yeah, this study aims to shed light on mysticism in Sylvia Plath's poems or selected poems, or Emily Dickinson's selected poems. Then you should talk about these things very clearly. So you will revisit this in a greater detail in later section. And you know, here after talking about the area, because you are going thereafter to talk about this area in your proposal also, but here briefly you should talk about, you know, you should briefly define a delimit and delimit the specific area of the research. Limit and delimit. Thereafter, we will talk about it. One part of your proposal belongs to limitations and delimitations. Already I told you what shortcomings must be there in your proposal, in your thesis. You should talk about them. But here also, you should specify. For example, my dear friends, we say that our theory for this study is modernism. But, my dear friends, modernism is so vast and so expand area. You cannot work on it. Then you should delimit it. You should narrow down it. Okay? You should say that I am going to talk about the realism, which is the part of or element of modernism also. Okay? In this case, it means that you specify your area of research. Okay? Then whenever you say modernism, then it is so vast and expand area. Then you should say, yeah, in this research, I am going to talk about realism as one of the features of modernism. This is the case. This is the case. It means that you should specify everything. So here, as I mentioned, so you should specify everything for yourself. Then the case comes for, you should foreshadow the hypothesis to be tested or the questions to be raised, as well as the significance of the study. This will require a specific elaboration in subsequent sections. Here, in purpose of study, you can mention your questions, you can mention your hypothesis, and also you can mention about your significance of study briefly, just briefly, because they have their own parts. I mean, in proposal, we have a part called significance of study. We have a part called, or element called, or feature called research questions. On that part, you can completely talk about them. But here in the purpose of the study, you can just mention them also briefly, succinctly, not more than that, not completely. Then this here in the purpose of study, my dear and lovely friends, just remember in this part you can talk something about the significance of study, about the questions, about the hypothesis of yourself. But as I already mentioned for you, for the students of literature, we have not hypothesis, okay? We have just questions for our studies, like thesis, like articles, and so on. So as I said, foreshadow the hypothesis to be tested, or the questions to be raised, as well as the significance of the study. These will require a specific elaboration or explanation or elucidation in subsequent sections. You know, what does it mean? It means that your proposal will have these sections separately. I mean, the research questions, the significance of a study, the hypothesis of the study, they would be there in your proposal thereafter. But here in purpose of the study also, you can mention them. Then, the purpose statement can also incorporate the rationale for the study, okay? Rationale for the study, the logical cases for the study. You should talk about them because this is science. This is academic science. You cannot talk sporadically here, some part from here, some part from there. You know, this is not okay. It is not acceptable to talk in academic research sporadically, okay? Then you should specify everything. You should have your rationality. You should have your proofs for everything. Some committees prefer that the purpose and the rationale be provided in separate sections, however. Yeah, maybe in some universities, in some journals of the world, they prefer you to write about your rationales in a separate place, about your purposes also in one another section. But here, in your purpose of the study case, you can mention these things, your rationale about the study, your proofs, your wisdom, you know, must be there. Your scientific proofs must be there, my dear friends. But for this also, inshallah, whenever you are going to write for your thesis, main thesis, in that case, you should first collect the procedures of your university about writing your proposal and writing your, thesis. So remember this. The purpose statement can also incorporate the rationale for the study. Some committees, it means that some committee members, okay, like in your university, for example, Dr. Saifouri as HOD, Dr. Lack as the faculty member, and some others are the committee members to decide about your thesis and about your proposals. So they should accept your way of writing. And then, first of all, you should collect the procedures online. They put that procedures for writing MA thesis there on the university site. Then you can collect them. After reading them, you can prepare your proposal on that way, okay? According to the rules of your own university. Because, for example, my university in Tabriz, which is a governmental university, state university, we have our own procedures for writing proposals. But your university in Tehran, Azad University, it has also its own way of writing proposal. Then you should collect these procedures from the site of your university. So you should keep some points in your mind, my dear friends, about the purpose of the study. Some points you should keep in your mind while preparing your purpose of the study. One is, try to incorporate a sentence that begins with, the purpose of this study is, the aim of this study is, the objective of this study is. You know, this is okay. This is okay. Suppose that I am going to give you a proposal without subtitles. Then I am going to ask you, inshallah, to identify, to recognize the features of the proposal. Then from this sentence there, I mean, the aim of this study is, the purpose of this study is, you can easily understand this part is the purpose of the study or the aim of the study. So this will clarify your own mind as to the purpose, and it will inform the reader also directly and explicitly, not implicitly. So remember this. This is the first point or key point or hint. You should remember about the writing of your purpose of the study, my dears. These are some good Let me answer first to Rasha. Rasha says that, hello doctor, I'm confused and do not even know whether to choose an acceptable title. Are there specific topics for titles? What do you mean by this? But you can ask your classmates. Already I have talked many times about writing and preparing titles. Now I am talking about proposal. Already I have talked, Rasha. Yes, dear friends. Yes. Have I talked about ways of writing titles already or not? Ibtihaj? Then I told you how to prepare titles and what elements, what characteristics must be there in a title. I told you even how to write titles. Yes, I told you even how to find titles. Then please help your friend Rasha. Or another time, Rasha, you can leave me message in WhatsApp group, then I can talk to you there, okay, about these cases, because already I have talked about them in the class. Then if you are not there in the class, then it is your own fault, but please leave me a message in WhatsApp, then we will talk about your problem there in WhatsApp, okay? Rasha, do you hear me? Rasha, dear Rasha. Rasha, what do you mean by Khan? That is okay. Then you typed in Arabic letters. You mean okay? Yeah. Thereafter, just leave me a message. We will talk, Rasha. Because already I have talked about that procedures for my friends. Yes, Aynas. Mortaza, listen, my dear friends. Listen, my dear friends. Aynas asked a question. What is the difference between seminar and research? And here she means thesis. Research, no, Aynas, this is not research. This is thesis. Because research is the common word for seminar, for article, for conference, for everything. For article, for thesis, for dissertation, okay? Don't use the difference between seminar and research, okay? You should say the difference between seminar and thesis, for example. Seminar and yeah, these are the cases which Ibtihaj sent to us about proposal. But let me please. Yes, thank you, Ibtihaj. Thank you. Now, I should answer to the question of Aynas. Yeah, is it question by Aynas? Yes. Yes. Thank you, Ibtihaj. Now listen, please, friends, carefully, especially Aynas, because this is your question. And a good question also. Listen carefully, my dears. But still you are trying to type something. After answering to Aynas, you can have your own questions also. Aynas asked us, what is the difference between seminar? No, Wahab, not research method. That one also is not good. That is methodology. Wahab, that is methodology. What is you should ask your question in this way. What is the difference between seminar and thesis? What is the difference between seminar and dissertation? What is the difference between seminar and a proposal? What is the difference between seminar and article? Okay? Whenever you say research, research is a common word for all of these ways of doing research. I mean, seminar is a research itself. Thesis is a research itself. Then article is a research itself, you know. And when you say Wahab, research method, it means that methodology, okay? So, listen carefully. The difference, I am sure that the purpose of Aynas is this, to ask me what is the difference between thesis and seminar. For the MA research work, we say thesis. Inshallah, for your PhD research works, we should say dissertations, okay? Dissertations. So here, for you, it is thesis. And now, a difference between seminar and thesis. Seminar approximately is the half part of your thesis. Half part of your thesis. What does it mean? It means that in a seminar, you should outline whatever must be there in your thesis, okay? But in less and what we say, few pages which are there for you. It means that if your thesis goes on into, for example, 100 pages, it must be something like this. Inshallah, at least 100 pages must be there for your thesis. Seminar means 40 pages. Seminar means 50 pages. Okay? It means that the half of your thesis, the half pages of your thesis must be there. You know, this is the case for seminar with the same elements of your thesis, with the same elements of your thesis. What does it mean? It means that whatever would be there for your thesis, for example, your thesis must must include 5 chapters. 5 chapters, okay? 5 chapters. The first chapter is introduction. Then the second chapter, the third chapter, and the fourth chapter, and the fifth chapter would be conclusion. And it would be about 100 pages, okay? So here, for the seminar, you should write at least the first chapter, introduction, about your proposal, then the second chapter about your main work, the other chapter, the third chapter, and the fourth chapter, and the chapter conclusion. But it is really a hard task. I don't know. We have some other colleagues also teaching the seminar. It depends on the professors. As it takes long time for you to write seminar case exactly due to the rules, that is why I asked you just to write proposal. Just to write proposal about 15 pages, about 10 pages for me, okay? But if any colleague asks you to write seminar, it means that you should prepare at least 40 pages, 50 pages, as like as your thesis, but a brief part of your thesis must be there. And in seminar also, sometimes some colleagues are there to ask you just to outline something. Outline, what do we mean by outlining? Then there you should mention whatever is there in your thesis, but within just 2 or 3 pages. It means that just you are going to outline. Yes, this is introduction, this is a statement of problem, this is significance of a study, this is importance or aim of this study, this is review of literature, this is questions, and this is chapter 1, this is chapter 2, and this is chapter 3, and this is conclusion. You know, just outlining, and for each part you can write 3 or 4 sentences there. These are the differences between the seminar and thesis, seminar and proposal. Now I asked you just to write a proposal for me. What does it mean? It means that for your thesis, you should have outlining for your, you should have backbone of the thesis. So your proposal is the backbone, is the first step of writing your thesis. That is why I asked you what we say, to write just a proposal about 15 pages or 12 pages, 13 pages, from 10 to 15 pages. You can prepare a proposal for me. But if I could ask you to prepare seminar case for me, then you should prepare just 50 or 40 pages, as like as exactly your thesis, okay? So these are the differences. Could you get it, Inas, right now? Is it enough for you? And for other friends also, could you understand now the difference between seminar and thesis, seminar, proposal? Inas, where are you? Inas asked the question and left the set. Yeah, no, she is there. She is there. Okay. Thank God. Thank God. Ahmad Hassan Oda. Someone help him because everything is okay with us. it seems that Ahmad Hassan Oda has problem. Maybe. Okay, shall I go ahead or not? Okay, thank you. Thank you for giving me opportunity to go ahead. Because if anybody has question about these cases, that is why I'm asking, then let them ask me. If not, let me go ahead. You know, I saw a news. Sahar, Sahar, how are you? Can you hear me? Sahar, just Sahar, answer to me. Can you hear me, Sahar? Yes, Inas, please, you are there in Iraq. Ask Sahar to come to your place and kill her, okay? Kill her for me. Kill her for me. Inas, please explain everything for Sahar in Arabic language thereafter, okay? Because just now I was talking about the difference between seminar and research. And I told that Sahar, do not use research. Just write thesis, article, proposal, and there, not research. Okay, Sahar, no matter. But Inas is going to explain it for you, okay? Sahar. Inas is a dangerous person, and she is going to collect $500 from Sahar to explain this case for her, because she's going to be a professor for her. Then, yes, she's going to collect $500 and then explain these things for Sahar. She has the right because she is going to be the professor. This is okay, my. That's okay, my dears. Once again, if you need, I can explain it for all of you. But you can help each other in this way. And if you repeat, my dears, let me something. Let me say something. Yeah, that is the problem also. Let me say something. We have a WhatsApp group there, yeah, for our class. I haven't seen my students there talking about the issues of the class with together. Unfortunately, we have provided a group for you to talk to each other about the seminar, about European literature, about poetry, and these things. That is there for you. It is available for you. Talk to each other, please, in the group, not in Arabic language, but in English language, okay? There, if you talk, and I will check your sentences there also, then maybe I am going to find out some mistakes. Then I will inform you about your mistakes to improve your English. And also, you can talk about, for example, in the seminar group, about the seminar cases. About the seminar cases, you know. Then I will answer some problems Yes, you can just challenge, have a big challenge, have a red talk, have discussion there about your titles. For example, Kosar can send the title there, asking her friends to talk about the title, whether it is okay or not, and the other students can join to the talk, to the discussion, to give their ideas. Okay, then I can be a supervisor there for you, to maybe sometimes to consult you, to say something for you. Then that group is there. But unfortunately, no news is there about academic way of talking. Yeah, I will send Amol. Thereafter, I will send. That's okay. But now let me just continue the case, please. As I mentioned to you, the first step or keynote or key point for the writing of purpose of the study is this one. Friends, try to incorporate a sentence that begins with the purpose of this study is, the aim of this study is, the objective of this study is. Okay? So what does it mean? It means that this will clarify your own mind. Then in this case, you can understand about what are you going to talk. This will clarify your own mind as to the purpose, and it will inform the reader directly and explicitly, means clearly. Then the reader immediately can understand this is your purpose of study. This part belongs to your purpose of study, okay? Then he or she is not going to be wonder. For your proposal, Khalil, for your proposal, I'm talking about writing a proposal, okay? And this is a part for the seminar also. Proposal is the first part of your, what we say, thesis, you know? My dear friends, your first chapter for your thesis would be proposal. I mean the expanded part of your proposal. It means that your proposal would be about 10 or 15 pages. But your thesis, the first chapter, we call it introduction chapter or chapter introduction, okay? Then the same elements of your proposal would be there for the first chapter of your thesis, but you should expand it. It means that you should expand your proposal for the first chapter of your thesis about 25 pages, not less than that, okay? So the first chapter of your thesis must be your proposal. That is why proposal is important. Proposal means the framework of your what? Thesis. The framework of your, the base of your thesis. You know? So suppose that you are going to make a house. To make a house, you know, you need the base of the house. Okay, it is the first key point for writing purpose of the study, as I mentioned. Second is clearly identify and define the central concepts or ideas of the study. Central concepts or ideas of the study. Some committee chairs prefer a separate section to this end. When defining terms, make a judicious choice between using descriptive or operational definitions. Okay, so this is the second point you should remember while you are going to prepare your purpose of the study case, my dear friends. So have this with you. Yes, COSAR. We can call it outlining of the thesis, okay? You can call proposal outlining of the thesis also, no matter. So the second step is this: clearly identify and define the central concepts, okay, or ideas, or impressions, or theories which are there in your study. You should talk about them. Some committee chairs prefer a separate section to this end. It means that, again, you should ask your university authorities about the procedures of writing a proposal. Thereafter, you can prepare your proposal according to these procedures. Then, make a judicious choice between using descriptive or operational definitions. Are you going to, for example, define something in its descriptive way or in its operational way? Okay, it depends on you. You can show some shapes there, some photos, some images, or whether you can explain just your ideas there, okay, without showing something there in your proposal. This is the second case which you should take care of it while you are going to write the purpose of the study for your proposal. The third point or key point is that identify the specific method of inquiry to be used. What does it mean? It means what methodology are you going to use for your study? Methodology, you mean the way of doing your research. From what ways are you going to collect your data? From what ways are you going to analyze your data? Okay, this is the third key point for writing your proposal. Sorry, your purpose of the study. So you should say identify the specific method of inquiry to be used. What does it mean? For you, for students of literature, we have just one way to collect your what we say data. Okay, our methodology, we say that this is a qualitative study. Only this. This is the qualitative, because ours is not quantitative. This is a qualitative study based on the librarian method. Librarian method, okay? Our study is librarian method. What does it mean? It means that you are going to read some novels, some dramas, some articles, some short stories, some poems, some critical poems about the primary sources, and these things. We have not other ways of doing research. You, as a student of literature, we are going just to read something from books, from articles, from internet, and so on. This is the methodology for us, and it's okay to mention this way in your purpose of study section for your proposal, my dear friends. And the last key point is the identify the unit of analysis in the study. Okay, so it means that in what way are you going to analyze your study. Okay, so Salam Mohsen, Salem, Salam Salem. After the death of Sohrab you came. After the death of Sohrab you came, but you still welcome. And this is Ahmad Salam. Ahmad Salam. Salam Salam. Salam Azizam. Azizam Salam. دوست دارم عشق میرم وسام. Salam. Salam. Welcome very much. Salem. But آمدی جانم به قربانت ولی حالا چرا. Have you heard? We left only, I think, only 1 month. Maximum 1 month. We left for your proposals. And you know, I got a news today from the university. Unfortunately, some of Iraqi students previous semesters couldn't pass their seminar cases, and unfortunately they cannot join for thesis. If you cannot pass this seminar, then you cannot go to the other semester. You should stay and still you should pass the seminar to start your thesis. And once again, you should pay for the university, okay? So please, please help yourself, okay? And for 6 months, you should be wander again for the seminar case to finish it, and then you can join for the thesis, and it will take for you at least 1 year. Human beings. So God cannot help us. Yes, but if you know how to manage, on that case, you can say Tawakkaltu ala Allah. Then God would be with you. Then God will give you a hand. Then God will give you energy, okay? Yes, Tawakkaltu ala Allah. But we say these words when we know what to do, okay? So please, 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 I'm afraid just about you because you are my students, not my students, my friends. You are human beings. I do not want you to be in trouble, to be in problem. Inshallah, Khalil, inshallah. Then please try to do not help me, but to help yourself. But to help yourself. I don't want you to pay more for the university, to waste your time, okay? I want just you to collect precious things from the nature, I mean from your university and these things. And inshallah, in so near future, after MA, inshallah, I am waiting for you to meet you in PhD courses, and then inshallah, when I am going to be an old man, you are going to be young professors of my friends, also like my friends also in Iraqi universities, and on that times I am coming just to have a brief lectures in your universities, saying that to students, these people were my students already. I decided on that time to kill them, but I couldn't kill them. Now they are your professors. Take care of them and respect them. Inshallah. And within this 1 month, you should prepare your proposal, send to me, because I need 1 month also to read all of them, to give them marks. You know, this is the case. and inshallah to consult with you, to direct you for your main thesis, inshallah. And this summer for 3 months, the university is closed. And this 3 months is really a good opportunity for you to find the title, to write your proposal, to start preparing your thesis also. And for the next semester, immediately you can upload your cases on the Pajur system, and you can start your thesis with any supervisor, inshallah, which you are going to find them immediately. Zainab, do not say thanks, doctor. Zainab, do not write thanks, doctor. Yes, I will check it, Ibtihaj. I will check. Okay, just let me have your names also. I'm going to read the names. Then you can write just yes for me there in dance.
سارة جالسة بالحضور ترى. انت وين؟
Seminar. Okay, Ibtihaj, Zahra Ahmad, Mayas Basim Khalil, just write yes for me. Samra Jasem, Ibtisam Jasem, Ibtisam Jasem, Saham Jasem Muhammad, Sahama Jasem Muhammad, Mustafa Jawad Burhan, Ahmad Hussein Hassan Oda, Zainab Hussein Ali,